Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review, and two of them. Yeah, two. Both shoes I'm reviewing today are from Salomon. You are currently watching the review for the Salomon Sense PROPULSE. Alright, okay. A lot of stuff going on with this shoe. I am also reviewing the Salomon S-Lab Wing, so if you want to check out the review, the link is in the description. Otherwise, stick around, because we're about to review this bad boy. Alright, the Salomon Sense PROPULSE was designed to be a high-cushion Salomon shoe. Got me super excited the second it was released, and pictures were out there on the internet. I was like, oh my god, Salomon's releasing a cushion shoe like a Hoka? I finally got a pair in my hands. I put it to the test. I put some good miles in the shoe, and the results are in. Oh man, that's the gist of today's review. I'm a bit disappointed in the shoe. It wasn't anywhere close to what I wanted it to be. There are some things I like about it. I try to find things I like about everything, but at the same point, there's lots of things I dislike about it, or at least had hopes for. Perhaps it should have been marketed a bit different just because my expectations were here and the shoe was not anywhere close. So let's get into the things I like and dislike about the Salomon Sense PROPULSE. Wide stance. I really like the fact that the outsole is wide, provides you with plenty of stability whether you're doing road, whether you're doing trail. It is designed to be a city to trail shoe, so that additional width on the outsole definitely helps for when you're transitioning. The upper has a ton of similar elements to the Sense Mantra 3, which I recently reviewed. The upper bears a striking resemblance and feel to the Sense Mantra series, and I really like that. It's easy to dial in the fit. It accommodates a bit bigger feet. It's a bit more volume up there. It's durable. A lot of good things going on with the upper. Durable outsole. The Contra Grip rubber on these shoes, Salomon shoes, it's great. I managed to get plenty of miles out of the shoes before they begin to wear down, the nubs begin to wear down. This shoe has a ton of it out here in the heel, up here in the forefoot. The waffle pattern does collect a couple bits of debris and rocks and stuff like that, but you rarely feel it, and it definitely will wear nice and slow, get you plenty of miles. But that's it for likes. Let's get on to things I dislike. I've already mentioned it. I'm going to mention it here. It's my #1 dislike. It's stiff. The EVA midsole material is not cushioned. If this is a high stack height shoe with tons of cushioning, then call me a grandma, because that's inaccurate. 28mm, 19mm stack height, so it's a 9mm heel to toe drop. You don't really feel the drop being super substantial, but with that stack height, you definitely feel high off the ground. The difference with other high cushion shoes where you are off the ground considerably is that they're cushioned, so you definitely feel like you're sinking down, or when you're doing high volume or high miles, the fatigue that your feet feel in those long distances is compensated by the soft cushioning that absorbs your feet. In this case, it's just dense EVA, which I understand in their more minimal footwear because it is more responsive, but when you start stacking it millimeter after millimeter with Profil film rock plate in there as well, you're losing a lot of ground sensitivity, a lot of enjoyment, unfortunately. It's marketed as a high cushion shoe, it just doesn't have high cushioning. It actually reminds me a lot of New Balance's first version of the Trail 980, those fresh foams. Oh boy. Second, heavy. 13-ounce shoe. That's a very heavy shoe. And coming from Salomon, which normally deals with fairly light shoes, it's really bummed. A lot of that weight is coming from the midsole material, coming from the rubber outsole, because it is a bit thicker, as well as the thicker, stiffer elements in the heel counter. It all just contributes to a heavy shoe. And finally, the medial heel counter. It's a very stiff heel, which I was surprised to feel. But here along the medial side, that plastic piece goes all the way into the midfoot. It didn't necessarily bother me on the shorter runs, but on the longer runs, you begin to feel that plastic piece. Thankfully, there's SensiFit technology that kind of hugs your foot, keeps your medial side of your foot away from that plastic piece. But as your feet begin to swell on longer runs, it definitely becomes an inhibiting factor. It was really interesting to feel that big hard shell piece in there. So that's actually it for dislikes, but they're pretty big dislikes in my overall appeal to this shoe. I wanted it to be one thing and it was not. It didn't deliver on what I thought the marketing told me it would. Let's get on to the points. Quality, I'm gonna give this 3 out of 5 because the upper is good. It's a high quality upper, very similar to the Mantra series, which I enjoyed. The outsole is also very durable. Overall, the quality of the shoe is very good. I had to mark them down a couple points because the midsole material was not as cushioned as advertised. Comfort, 2 out of 5. It was not the most comfortable shoe. I'm able to get good miles in it. I'm able to get anywhere from 10 to 12 to 15 miles on various runs in the shoe, but by the time you finish, you don't feel like you had a total pleasurable day. Price at $150, not terrible, but if it was more cushioned, I would be like, yeah, it's actually pretty much worth the price. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. Finally, looks. It's actually super similar to the Mantra series. I want to give it 4 out of 5, but I am gonna dock it just because it is a bit bland. 3 out of 5. That brings our total to 11 out of 20 for the Sense PROPULSE. It's not necessarily what I wanted it to be, and I'm super sad about that. It's the same reaction I had to the New Balance Fresh Foam 980. The first version of that trail shoe I was so excited about it, but it was just such a disappointment to me, both road and trail version. New Balance has since seemed to get it right. I hope eventually Salomon does the same. I really would like a high cushion Salomon shoe because I love so many elements that Salomon's putting into their shoes. You throw in some real cush midsole material and boom, we have ourselves a real winner. We're not there. But I guarantee you I'm not the only one that's tried this shoe. Have you tried this shoe? Let me know in the comments below if you have run in the PROPULSE. What do you guys think of it? Am I completely outlandish with my opinions on this shoe? Let me know in the comments. If you want to try a pair for yourself, I have partnered up with Running Warehouse. The links are in the description below. You can get discounts and all sorts of great goodies over there. So go check that out. Really good running gear website where you can get all the stuff you need, nutrition, shoes, clothes, everything. If this review wasn't enough for you, can go check out my review of the Salomon S-Lab Wings. This review might be worth your time. Just go ahead and click on the shoe. I'll give you a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that is it for today's PROPULSE review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner. And of course, subscribe across all social networks. Over on Twitter, it's @thegingerrunner. Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner. On Instagram, it's @EthanNewberry. And of course, gingerrunner.com. Live shows right here every single Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come join, be a part of the live experience. And if you would like to contribute to this channel and help make sure things continue to happen week after week, go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner and become a Patreon crew member. A lot of perks on the back end for you guys there as well. Hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week, okay? Okay, goodbye.